Good evening. We're going to talk about the notwithstanding clause today. Um, when the Constitution was passed back in the early 80s, the notwithstanding clause was included as a way for the provinces to be able to pass legislation that they felt was incredibly important. It's supposed to be rare, um, and temporarily pause the Constitution as regards to that legislation. The whole idea behind that clause was just to make sure that it was uh, used sparingly in you know for something important to that region. Um, what what I find though, what we're finding though these days, it's not rare anymore. It is becoming more and more widely used, and not for items um, that are that important. Um, for example, Alberta has recently passed it to send workers back to work for the teachers, and that is dangerous because you're going to make people upset and angry, and that's just going to fester until the next contract comes up. What are you going to do? Pass the notwithstanding clause to force them back to work every time? That's a good way to have zero teachers left in your province. Keep doing that, Smith. Saskatchewan could use those teachers. Um, you know, eventually, people they'll either quit or they will just defy it. Like, I mean, it's using it too often is going to dull the effect of it. It's not going to be seen as that rare needed time. The next they've done with is all around trans people, and that is, I don't think they envisioned when they brought in the Constitution, they envisioned the notwithstanding clause to be used for bigoted purposes, for enforcing bigoted beliefs, and that's not what the notwithstanding clause is for. At some point, it's going to have to just go, because it's not being used sparingly. It's being used way too often for things that really aren't of grave importance for the province in question. For example, the Mo using it based upon 18 complaints about trans people in Saskatchewan, and that is, let me use an example. That is the equivalent of if you have, let's say, $2.5 million property, and the province says, we'd like to buy that property from you, and you say no. They go, well, we think we can make a great park, that can draw a lot of people in, and you say no, I don't think so. You don't have really the it's not for building a road or anything. They just want it. They can then just use the notwithstanding clause and take your property. And if they really want to, they can take it and say, we're going to give you $50,000 for it. I mean, it's the same thing. Or if 18 people put in a complaint and say, we don't like that we make less than $150,000 a year at our job, pass a law for us to so that's what we get for our salary for a year. Yeah, I mean, 18 people put in a complaint. Wouldn't it be just as good, right? So before you consider supporting these governments that are rampantly using the notwithstanding clause, think very carefully if you would like to have it used against you based upon a very small part of society that lodged a complaint, or the government just felt like making you do something that really isn't that important. And so be very, very careful, very wary, and start thinking about not about whether you support that specific use of it, but how you would like it, if you would like it if it was used against you. Till next time, have a good day.